Hi, it's Professor Monty again, and now we're going to look at how to solve a system of equations using what they call the elimination or the addition method. Okay, let's look at the steps. The first step is to multiply one or both equations by constants to get one variable to have the same coefficient but different signs. Two, we're going to add the equations together and it's going to eliminate one of the variables. And then we're going to solve for whatever that variable is that remains. Then we plug that answer into one of the original equations and solve for the other variable. At that point, we just check, and if we have the right answer, we write our answer as a point x, y. So let me show you an example of what we're talking about here. So I've got a system of equations, and I want to figure out what points are going to make both of those equations true. Well, if I add the equations together the way they are now, I'm going to get 5x plus 3y equals 13, and I still have both x and y, nothing eliminated. So I have to be clever to get coefficients. If this was a 2x and that was a negative 2x, for instance, I could just add right away. The x's would cancel out, and I'd be able to solve for y. But in this case, I don't have a nice, easy procedure to multiply by something on one equation to get rid of the other equation. So I look at either get rid of the x's. Well, there's a 2x and a 3x. Think about the idea of least common denominator. If I can get those to a number, I can get those both to 6. So if I get one to 6 and one to negative 6, they can add and cancel out. With the y's, I'd have to get them up to 10. It's your choice. You can either get rid of x's or y's. I'm going to get rid of the x's just because it's a smaller number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the top equation by 3 to get 6x. And I have to multiply both sides. I'm just going to write it this way. So I'm multiplying both sides of the equation by 3. Well, I want this to be a negative 6x because I want them to have the same number, the same coefficient, but different signs so they'll cancel. So I want that to be a negative 6. So I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 2. All right, so I multiply through and let's see what happens. 3 times 2x is 6x plus 15y equals 27. Don't forget to multiply both sides. Multiply through by negative 2, I get negative 6x plus 4y equals negative 8. And at this point, this is what I was looking for. What I can do now is I can multiply through. Well, I've multiplied through, I can add down, and the x's are going to cancel out. So let's see. So I add down, the x's are gone, I get 19y equals 19. Divide by 19, y equals 1, and I have one of my answers. I just need to find x. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that y as 1 into one of the original equations. I usually don't want to plug it in over here because maybe I've already made a mistake algebraically. If there were, say, fractions in here, if it's hard to check, then I'd probably go over there. But in this case, the best possible option is to come up here, plug it into one of the y's. It doesn't matter which one, because remember, it has to check in both. So say I plug it in there, I'm going to get 2x plus 5 times 1, because y is 1 equals 9. And then I just do some quick math. A little bit of algebra. 2x plus 5 equals 9. Subtract 5. 2x equals 4. Divide by 2. I get x equals 2. And so I say, oh, my answer, xy, 2, 1. Now, I'm going to check in both equations. If you're only going to check in one equation, check in the one you didn't just use. But you should check in both. And I'm just going to do it mentally. If I plug in 2, 1, I'm going to get 4 plus 5 equals 9. That's true. And I'll get, plug in 2, 6 minus 2 equals 4. That's true also. I know I have the right answer. So that's the idea. Don't forget to check. Checking is just to show that you didn't make a mistake somewhere along the way. Okay? But I suggest you check. The good thing about checking is if I get it to check, if I get my answer to check in both equations, I know I have the right answer. I don't have to go back and recheck my work later because I know I have the right answer. Okay, practice up. You'll get this pretty quickly.